Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of September. Tomorrow is actually my 36th birthday. So, I love gift cards for fishing equipment. Yeah, I'm just kidding. So I'm sitting here this morning. Today is LVAD turn down study day 3. And I am chilling out, checking out some of the view. It's actually better the other way, but I can't sit facing that way. So anyway, what we got going on this morning is I have got a right heart cath. And I told y'all a little bit about the right heart cath before. They're going to put a heavy gauge IV in my arm, and through that they're going to run a wire. And that wire reads pressure sensing. It's got a sensor that reads pressure. But the big thing that's happening is as soon as I get down there to the cath lab, they're going to turn my pump down. My heparin's been therapeutic for about a day now, so they're ready. They're ready to turn my pump down. So this is the heart cath's not really a huge deal. It's not a big procedure. I've had several. Lots of people have had them. You may or may well not have to have one at some point in your life. They're not very painful. It's a little nerve-wracking. They do offer you a little bit of drugs. I suggest that you take it unless you're just a glutton for punishment. I think off the top of my head that it's 25 micrograms of fentanyl and 1 milligram of Versed. Fentanyl's a horrible pain medication I'm sure you've heard of. And Versed is a benzo. Think about like Xanax, but it's supposed to cause amnesia. It doesn't for me, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so they're gonna roll me down in a little while, and they'll put me on the table, and there's gonna be a whole crew of people in there. I mean, it's gonna be, one of my cardiologists, Arun Krishnamurthy. He is amazing. I love you, Dr. K. But yeah, so they're just going to get me down there. They're going to slide me on the table, and they're going to put these little sliders that keep my feet and my hands and my neck in position. And they're going to talk to me the whole time. I'll actually be able to watch it on the TV if I want to. It's a real big screen. And I can see, I guess it's an ultrasound or a CT that they use while they're doing it. But it's so they can see an image, and they can see what the wire's doing. They jig it in there like, but it's just like snaking a drain or pulling a fish tape in a wall, because I mean he's running it down there, and then it'll ball up, So he's like, so he's got to back it up and then jig it in there again until it'll catch. Sometimes he'll ask me to do things like, okay, bear down your muscles like you're having a bowel movement, and I guess that opens the arteries or the veins or whatever, and helps him get a little different angle when he's jigging it in there. But yeah, the coolest thing for me is going to be that this is going to be the first time my pump settings have been turned down. So this is going to be the real test about whether or not I feel good with it turned down. Last night and this morning, I have had a real blood pressure, which, for those of you that don't know this, LVAD patients can't receive CPR. They typically don't have a pulse or a blood pressure. And the reason behind that, I'm not 100% positive about. Obviously I know why with the pulse. Even if your heart is pulsing, it's pinned in position, from the top and the bottom. So even if it was pulsing, you might not, it might not make it that into the bloodstream and feel as pressure. Okay, I'm losing it. All right, so we're going to do this cath, and my settings are going to be turned down, and I'm a little nervous about this because how I feel when they cut these settings down is going to determine a lot about moving forward. And if I feel bad with the pump turned down, then I'm probably going to need to keep it. I wouldn't be heartbroken if that happened. My LVAD has kept me alive this long, and I'm very happy just to be alive. I'm grateful for every minute that I've got. With that being said, I'm really, really hoping that we can cut this thing out. And everybody's trying not to get my hopes up, but everybody's on the same page. Everybody's thinking that this could be the last test, that we could be scheduling surgery. And if that's the case, I'm excited and a little bit nervous. Just anytime you have open heart surgery, it's a good reason to be nervous. I've had 4, so number 5 will be my last one. I counted as 4. I was left open, and they had to leave me open for several days because my guts was swollen, and they couldn't close me, and so I kind of count that as 2 procedures because there was the day they opened me, and then the day they closed me. Not to mention the 3 days I was laying there with my chest flayed open. But hey, I don't know, guys. I'm rambling a little bit this morning, and I know I don't need to rant on here, but like I said, I am a little bit nervous. But I've been reading my book, Happiness Beyond Thought by Gary Weber. You should pick it up. It's brilliant. I've been playing with my Rubik's Cube. I'm getting pretty good at it. I don't know. My times are under 5 minutes now. When they get to under a minute, I'll start doing videos and bragging about it. Man, other than that, everything, it's an overcast morning in Atlanta. You can't even hardly see downtown. You certainly can't see the skyscrapers. But in here, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. And I am super excited. I'm stoked to be alive. I'm stoked to be part of this new science. And I really can't wait to share some more with y'all. Thanks.